Elon Musk, arguably the world's smartest person and one of the richest people in the world, said AI will probably be smarter than every single human next year. And by 2029, AI will probably be smarter than all humans combined. And if the smartest person in the world is saying this, then how are we still supposed to run businesses if AI is here? How are we still supposed to make money if AI is here? How are we still supposed to operate as humans if AI is going to come into planet Earth and just be smarter than everyone and do everything that humans can be, especially once they start taking place in physical bodies, which they're already starting to do. And you can already see that people like Peter Thiel saying the one technology I'm marginally nervous about is generalized AI, AGI. Ian, this is just some guy tweeting it, but he said, Elon Musk is suing Sam Altman because, there's already some speculations that OpenAI is, starting to prioritize profit and starting to be selfish, over their original mission, which is benefiting mankind. And so, how are we supposed to protect ourselves, and how are we supposed to make sure that we can actually still run businesses and provide value, and making sure that AI is not the one that's creating all the value, since we're humans and we still want to survive. And so the first thing I want to say is do not underestimate AI. Okay, this is huge, and whether you like it or not, AI is here to stay. And there's a famous quote by Andy Grove, who's the former CEO of Intel. There are two options: adapt or die. And AI will have a much larger impact than all of us think. So it is crucial that we aren't underestimating it. Very, very important. And whether you're optimistic or pessimistic about AI, you have to consider both sides of it. Both good and bad things will come with AI as it becomes more and more sophisticated. So let's hope that the people creating it have the right intentions and have the right regulations that are put in place. And this is huge, especially with the people having the right intentions. This is why Elon Musk is suing OpenAI. He thinks that their intentions aren't where they originally were when they first started. And it's like the same thing with people who create these scam call centers and use the internet for bad things. It's all about the intention that you have. But the problem with AI is that the stakes are much higher, and that you can do a lot better things with AI and a lot worse things with AI, depending on what your intentions are. Okay, and so it's very important that the people who are creating these AIs have the right intentions. And so let's use the internet as an example. Okay. And with the internet, the good thing that came with the internet was that the whole world of information is at your fingertips. Okay, you can literally learn anything you want right now within, if you dedicate 24 to 48 hours of actually committing yourself to learning that, literally right now, for free. The other thing is communication. You can get in contact with anyone and at any area of the world if they have access to internet. That's a huge thing. And you can buy anything you want from your house and get it delivered to your house, which is insane, especially Amazon. The bad things that came with the internet was scams, privacy concerns, and also social concerns. Okay? So there's good with the bad. There's bad that came with the good. And also, if you owned one of the following businesses, you went broke. Okay? If you owned the video rental business, you saw with the, what was it, Blockbuster. There's like one Blockbuster left, I think. They went broke. Newspaper business. If you're running a paper business, Dunder Mifflin or something, you're going broke. Physical music and video stores, Netflix, Spotify easily replaced it, made music and video more accessible to people. YouTube, people can watch it from their home instead of having to put in effort and go to a separate location to access these musics and videos, and etc. A lot more businesses, but this is just a quick overview. But the internet also allowed many other businesses to flourish. So, I'm not going to list them out, but, businesses like e-commerce businesses, Amazon, etc. Basically, any businesses that you can start from your house allowed to flourish due to the internet. And using the internet as an example, now we can see why it is important, very important, to look at both sides of the spectrum. Now let's use AI as an example. When we look at the introduction of AI, the stakes are much higher. Okay, this is the thing with AI. The stakes are much higher. And so AI, there's also a good and a bad. The good is that you get a lot of stuff done and you get it done a lot quicker. You want to write an essay for school, you just go on ChatGPT, write up a quick prompt, and boom, your essay's done. You can outsource things much more efficiently. So things like copywriting, editing, a whole bunch of stuff. Summarizing videos. So many tools are being developed every single day. AI is going to be able to outsource and do it better than any human can fathom doing it. And etc. More things, more tools, things like being able to personalized things at scale. Sending personalized videos can now be outsourced to AI because it can just get a deep fake snapshot headshot of you, and it can just plaster your face into a video, and your head is as your head talking and saying the person's name, whoever you're sending the video to. So personalizing at scale, that's also another thing that's being outsourced by AI. The bad things that come with AI, for example, scams. We're already starting to see some scams. This actually happened pretty recently. Finance workers pay out $25 million after a video call with deepfake chief financial officer. And we're only scratching the surface of AI. I don't know if you guys understand. This is literally only the beginning of what AI is going to become. So if literally we're scratching the surface and we have just the most basic AI technologies available to us, the deepfakes online aren't even good. Imagine when they're perfect, you can't even distinguish the deepfake videos to the real from the real videos. It's going to be crazy. And so we're already seeing some insane scams happening. I mean, $25 million, that's not a joke, that you can't just use a random deepfake from a random app. So these technologies are clearly being created by people with the wrong intentions. And I think YouTube actually recently came out with a thing that it's requiring people to mark their videos as deepfake. Whenever they're using deepfake technology, they have to actually notify the people. So YouTube's already starting to take some actions and precautions against this. And so scams are already happening. And the other bad thing is replacing humans. And so we have Jensen here, who's a freaking gangster, but he's already putting these AIs into, I don't know if you guys saw, he created the biggest, fastest, craziest AI chip, and he's already putting them into physical form of these AI bodies. So, who knows, maybe one day, I don't think it's going to be too long before a government decides to attach an AI to a physical body and attaches a machine gun on one hand or a machete on the other. I don't know. It's going to start fighting these wars with these AIs or whatnot, but it's going to start getting crazy. As they get put into physical bodies, they're going to start creating AI lovers. You can make love to an AI or whatnot. I don't know. These are just all crazy predictions, but I don't think it's too unrealistic to say that, it's going to be, they're going to start taking up physical mass and physical space. And so with AI, the upside is much higher, and so is the downside. Okay? Artificial intelligence, it's basically new life coming. It's basically aliens coming to Earth, especially AGI, artificial general intelligence. But how will AI affect the barrier of entry to starting a business? This is basically the main point of this video. What I want to talk about is how AI will affect business and making money. And so before the internet, the barrier of entry of starting a business was decently high. Okay, it was a decently big barrier to start a business, since if you wanted to start a business, before the internet, if you want to start a business, you had to be competent and be able to even start one. So you had to know specific things. You had to have specialized knowledge. You had to have capital. I mean, before the internet, there wasn't too much low marginal products that you can sell. Like today, nowadays you can just resell SaaS, resell things that don't take a lot of money to create and resell. But back then, it was mostly physical products, maybe some information, but all that had a barrier of entry to sell and create a business around, whether it was capital, knowledge, whatnot. Not just anyone can go out there and start a business. After the internet, the barrier of entry got lower and lower and smaller and smaller. Okay, so after the internet, anyone can start a business. It's much cheaper, unlimited free resources online, and much easier. Okay, especially nowadays, I'd say 2022, 2023, 2024, there's just so many resources out online. People beforehand would sell these resources with a cost as a course or whatnot. But now people are realizing that they should just sell this information completely for free and just provide value upfront for free instead of having a cost in front of it. So there's essentially no barrier of entry nowadays due to the internet to start a business and make money online. But before AI, there was still a very small barrier to entry to start a business, because if you wanted to start a business, you still had to be somewhat competent in what you were selling, how to market it, how to fulfill it. But with the help of the internet and the unlimited resources online, this was not a large barrier to get over. So there's somewhat of a barrier to get over if you wanted to start a business, how to have some sort of knowledge on how to fulfill your service, how to market it, how to handle objections on sales calls, even sales calls. You had to know how to sell, but nowadays, there's AI sales reps being created and AI cold callers. So this is before AI. There's somewhat a barrier of entry starting a business, very small barrier to entry. But now there's literally no barrier of entry starting a business with the explosion of AI. Okay? In 2022, 2023, we saw a breakthrough of AI tools being developed and launched to the public. Thanks to these AI tools, there's virtually no barrier to entry to start a business. Literally none. As of now, AI helps you get everything done. But this won't be the case for long. Because very soon, I think even by next year, we're going to start seeing that the barrier of entry is going to be larger than ever before. Okay? Because as of now, AI is helping you get everything done. But with the very rapid advancement of AI, I don't think it's going to be long until AI gets everything done for you. Everything done that you can get done. So why do you need the person in the first place if you can just have AI do it? And what I mean by this is, so before 2024, let's take this for example. If you're someone whose ads weren't performing well, or you weren't able to book appointments consistently, or you didn't have any good creatives, you'd hire a paid ads agency to do the media buying for you, get your ads performing well. You'd hire an appointment setting agency to do the appointment setting for you, book the appointments for you. You'd hire a creative agency to create the creatives for you, have the good creatives ready for you. But with AI, the only thing that's really stopping AI from doing this right now is either Facebook or the platforms developing their own AI tool, or these APIs between platforms that don't allow the AIs and certain softwares to communicate with each other. So if Facebook someone releases an API that creates an API that allows AIs to go between platform, then it's basically GG's, because it's game over, because that's what these companies are doing. They're just managing all the platforms, they're managing the talent, and the talent's already being replaced by AI. And if AI is able to go between the platforms due to some APIs, or the platforms creating these AIs, then what is the point of the paying thousands of dollars to the agency in the first place? Unless these AIs cost even more than the agencies, which I don't think is going to be the case. But if your ads aren't performing well in the future, you just get an AI to do the media buying for you. Boom, your ads will be performing well. AI is going to be able to process much more data, do everything faster, more efficiently than any human can. Not booking appointments in the future, boom, hire an AI. It's going to book the appointments for you. We're already seeing this with cold calling and stuff, but even in the DMs, there's some AI that's created that can go between the platforms. It's going to do all the appointment setting for you. It's going to be able to process all the data, see which messages are getting the best open rates, see which messages are getting the best booking rates or whatnot. It's going to be able to process all that data in like a millisecond and just pick whatever's performing the best. And also, if you're not having good creatives, boom, AI can create good creatives. And we're already kind of seeing this with OpenAI's new video AI model called Sora. It's an AI that can create videos with a prompt. So, I don't think it's gonna be long till there's in the future you can just take a picture of your product, or take a picture of maybe even like your face or something, and a video's created of you, literally. Because there's already an OpenAI called Sora. Let me actually you can just go up, search it, AI Sora. It's insane. Literally the highest quality 4K videos with just one prompt. So this is easily going to get replaced. So this is basically already GG's. If you're running a creative agency or even a UGC agency, find some mechanism or something to add to your offer to make sure that you adapt to AI and that you don't get replaced. So it won't be long until the people who are able to start a business / stay in business are the ones with the very strong brands, and the ones who can solve problems that AI won't be able to solve. Okay? So in the future, there's only going to be two types of people that can stay in business. The ones with the biggest brands and personal brands, and the people who can solve problems that AI can't. Okay? And so who will these people be? So clearly the people with the biggest brands and personal brands, and also people that can solve problems that AI can't. And who can solve these problems? Well, it's most likely going to be large companies that have the tools and resources to create even bigger and better solutions to the big problems that AI can't solve. And so in a way, if you really think about it, in the future, if you don't have a brand or lots of resources at your disposal, then starting a business might literally be impossible. Okay? I'm not trying to sound like some crazy conspiracy theorist or whatnot, but this is me just sitting down and logically thinking through this whole situation of what AI is going to be able to do and how it's going to be able to perform tasks that humans can perform and the problems that's going to be able to solve. So if you don't have a brand, people don't know who you are, so they aren't going to go to the store and buy some consumable or commodity that they can find elsewhere, especially they can find with a brand attached to it that they feel attracted to, and they have some sort of rapport built with it. So you want to make sure you start building a brand. This is super important. This is huge. And so if you don't have a brand, the next logical step would be to leverage direct response marketing. And if you want to leverage the direct response marketing, you want to make sure you're finding a gap in the marketplace and creating a solution for it. Okay? And so if you don't have, and like I said, if you don't have access to lots of capital and resources, all the problems you're going to be able to solve is already being solved by AI. So you have two options: build a personal brand, or somehow get access to disgusting amounts of money and resources to craft a solution to a very complex problem that not even the machine mind can solve yet. And so if you look at the logical ones, which one you should go with, I think that, for most people, this is not going to be a logical pathway, since they're not going to have access to these resources and capital. So I think building a personal brand is a logical step if you want to be able to make money in the future and run a business in the future. And so if you want to adapt to AI, you must build a personal brand. The barrier of entry is already extremely low. Every day, hundreds upon thousands of new businesses start selling the exact same thing you are selling. So if you aren't already working on your personal brand, you're crazy. Because even if, let's just remove AI from this conversation. Even without AI, there's so many people, so many competitors. Since the barrier of entry is already decently low, there's so many people starting a business every single day, starting the same exact thing that you're selling, the same exact thing that you're selling. And so you want to have every advantage, every bow at your disposal to make sure that you have an upper hand against all your competitors. And literally the biggest upper hand and the biggest advantage you can have over your competitors is having a personal brand, having more people know about you, having more people who have rapport with you, having more people who trust you than your competitors. Okay? And now you have a new competitor, the machine mind, which is AI, and it will be able to solve every problem that you and your competitors combined can solve. So this makes you even crazier if you aren't working on your personal brand. Okay? If we just look at the world as a whole, before AI, there's already a pretty big gap between the rich and the poor. And after AI, since the rich people are the only ones with the resources and capital to work on AI and solve the bigger problems that normal people can't solve, the gap is only going to get bigger. AI is only going to increase this gap by a lot. Okay, AI will only lengthen the gap between the rich and the poor. Only the biggest companies with the most resources will be able to create these AIs and take all of the market share. Until AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, gets introduced, then even the biggest companies get replaced. So AGI is like a whole. It's just I don't want to get into that. It's just basically a whole new species landing on Earth, and just being smarter than all of the humans, and just it's crazy. It's very, very crazy. So hopefully there's some time until this gets created. But let's talk about personal branding, because we've already identified and established that creating a personal brand is crucial if you want to stay in business and not get replaced by AI. Also, even without AI, making sure that that you have an upper hand against your competitors, and that you, with the crazy amounts of competition that's being established every day, that you can actually sell your product or service and have a different element or factor to your company. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have a personal brand. And to build your personal brand, you first need to get clarity on what you want your brand to stand for. Okay, so what do I want? So these are some questions you want to answer when you're thinking of how to build your personal brand and what you want your brand to stand for. You're gonna think to yourself, what do I want people to think about? What do I want people to think about when they think of my name? Okay, what are the core values of my personal brand, and what am I an expert at? Okay, because with your personal brand, you want to position yourself as an expert or an authority within your niche or your market, so you can be perceived as someone with high status and someone who people want to associate with, so they can buy your products or services. And number two, once you've got clarity on what your brand is, you need to communicate your message to the world. And so how do you communicate your message to the world? It's through content. Okay, creating valuable content is what will build your brand and audience. So what type of content should you create? Short form or long form? And I'm going to give you an answer. I'm also going to give you a cookie cutter answer, since I know most people, they always ask, how many pieces of content should I create? What type of content should I create? And this is the cookie cutter answer I'm going to give you. So think about it like this. Short form is like the top of the funnel. It's what gets the most reach and allows the most people to discover you. Long form is like the bottom of the funnel. It's where your audience spends the most time with you and builds the most trust with you. So to give you a cookie cutter answer, post at least one piece of short form content per day, and the 2 to 3 short form content. And so if you're posting one piece of short form content per day, that's 7 pieces of short form content per week. And so the 2 to 3 short form videos that you see that resonates the best with your audience, go deeper into those topics and turn them into long form videos. So essentially what you're doing is you're testing the topics of your long form videos through short form. And so, and you can even go a step before this, and you can test your short form topics with Twitter. So basically, let me run you through an example. So let's say I have 5 short form ideas, 5 short form content videos 5 short form video ideas that I want to record today, or that I'm thinking of recording. And so I'm going to tweet all those ideas out, and the tweet that I see that performs the best, I'm going to go ahead and go deeper into that tweet and turn that tweet into a short form content video. Okay, and so let's say I post 7 short form content videos throughout the week. And at the end of the week, I'm going to look at which 2 to 3 short form content videos perform the best. And I'm going to take those 2 to 3 short form content videos, I'm going to turn those into long form videos. And so essentially what we're doing throughout this process is we're doing a process of elimination, seeing which topic ideas resonates the best with the audience. And so we're going deeper on the topics that only the topics that the audience resonates with, and making sure that we're creating videos that the audience actually cares about. So that's just a way for you to test topics out and create content that you know that the audience is gonna resonate with. And so let's talk about how to create content, okay? And so when it comes to creating content, there's essentially three gaps that need to be solved in the content creation process, which is the researching, the creating, and the distributing gap, okay? So researching, making sure that you're researching topics, ideas, hooks, that are actually proven to work and actually going to resonate with your audience. Creating, basically recording and editing your videos in an efficient manner. And distributing, posting your videos every day and across every platform. Because the more you post and the more places you post, the faster you're going to achieve a large audience and obtain a large audience. And so with the explosion of AI, a good chunk of this process can be delegated. Okay, and so it is crucial that you aren't trying to do this by yourself. This is huge, okay? Because if you're doing this all by yourself, you're gonna get burnt out. Because you're doing this all by yourself, which means you're spreading yourself thin across all the stages of the process, which means you're not getting the best results. You're not going deep into each stage of finding the best, proven topics, making sure you're editing the videos the best, making sure you're posting your videos with the best practices. You're spreading yourself thin, which means you're not producing the highest quality output of work, which also means that you're not going to get results, which means you're going to give up, since you're going to think that content isn't working, when in reality, you just needed help, okay? And so you need to outsource everything except the actual recording, because you're the face of your brand. Who knows, maybe one day AI is going to even be able to outsource that, but delegate that. But as of now, the actual recording is the only thing you, as the founder facing person of the brand. So the brand is basically you. And since you're the brand, you need to be the one on camera. And so that's the only thing you need to worry about. And so if this was 2 years ago, I would have told you that you needed a team of editors, social media managers, and creative directors to scale a personal brand. But with the introduction of AI tools, you are well off working with one SMMA. And basically, if you're wondering what a SMMA is, essentially, it's a social media AI specialist. Okay, and I spelled this wrong. And so what is a social media AI specialist? It's someone who has a deep understanding of social media and leverages AI tools to delegate things like researching, editing, copywriting, etc. Okay? And so why in the world would you leverage something called a social media AI specialist? Sounds complex, sounds nobody's ever heard of that. Well, it's actually much simpler and much more efficient than hiring a normal social media manager, hiring a normal editor, and I'll explain to you why. The 3 main things is speed, cost, and efficiency. If you're leveraging AI, you're going to get things done much quicker. So editing one short form clip typically takes about an hour. You can do it in literally 1 minute with AI, okay? Getting things done much cheaper. So if you wanted to edit videos, typically the normal market rate for editing, let's say one short form video, is anywhere from $8 to $12. With AI, you just pay one fee every month, and you're able to edit unlimited videos without any extra cost, no marginal cost, okay? And it's getting things done much cheaper and gets things done much more efficiently. If you're able to get things done much quicker, much cheaper, by nature, you're gonna get things done much more efficiently, okay? And if you're still paying an editor and social media manager, you're doing yourself a disservice. Okay? You yourself are choosing to do things longer, more expensively, and more inefficiently. And so, like I said, it's either you adapt or die. And so, if you'd like to learn more about SMAIS and AI content departments and how we implement them for our clients and scale our clients' personal brands with AI content departments, I have a link in the bio to go ahead and book in a strategy call with me, and we can go more in depth in your personal situation and how we would go about implementing this for your situation. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.